And welcome back to Community Crossroads. We are here to talk about the Cuero Heritage Museum's new coming exhibit. I know this is a traveling exhibit. You guys are the experts. This is the Rio Grande Valley Civil War Trail. Yeah. So how did this come about? How did we get this traveling exhibit to stop here in Cuero?
Well, I think Jack can take that one.
Okay, we have a historical conference in Lavaca County annually, and I attended that, and they had a presentation there. When I saw it, I thought, that's never been up this far north. It's always been in the valley, so this would be a good opportunity for the traveling exhibit to come this far north.
And so one thing that we were just talking about off camera, which is this is pretty neat. We are looking at a map here, and this is just a quick little taste of what's to come in this exhibit. I don't know if we can get like a quick little zoom in of this map. We have Zapata County, Starr County, so really just the origins of Texas here. And you were mentioning how about the cotton trail. Without it, the Texas economy at the time would have failed. So can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, there were several Tejanos that were very instrumental in getting the cotton down the Rio Grande River to the port of Baghdad, which is now a ghost port. They had pretty much fortified it with the cotton bales so that they could get it out. Now, the port of Indianola and the port of Galveston had already been overtaken, and the other Texas ports had already been overtaken by the Union. So it was very, very instrumental in getting the way they came together was amazing. It was nothing short of miraculous what they did to be able to keep the economy of Texas afloat. Without it, it would have failed. Yeah,
and I think it's another incredible thing that we're bringing it here to Cuero, bringing it here to rural Texas, and letting people, know the history of our great state. So you guys got some cool stuff here. So if you want to go do a show and tell, what is this?
Okay, well, we're going to have the reception for it on April the 6th. And it's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Basically, they're coming to set up the day before, and so the next morning we'll have the reception and the book signing. So it's pretty awesome. Dr. Roseanne Baca Garza, she and her colleagues are instrumental in bringing this together, along with CHAPS. And CHAPS stands for Community Archaeological Project with Students, which I think is completely incredible because they're involving the community and doing the research to figure out, hey, what is the stories that have just never been told? There's some stories that get passed on through families, but they're never actually told and brought to the light of day.
Okay, and she mentioned the port of Baghdad, which doesn't exist, but that was actually in Mexico because the blockade couldn't stop the traffic from Mexico. So our cotton went from the U.S. side across the border, carried down through Mexico to the port of Baghdad, and then it was taken out on ships that were international ships from many different countries. A lot of it went to England and France. There were estimated to be like 4 million textile workers in England during that time, and it would have devastated their economy had they not gotten the cotton. And quite a few 100,000 in France were in the textile industry. And the money that was generated through the trade actually prolonged the Civil War by about 2 years. It's what they estimate. So it's really interesting that Baghdad no longer exists, but the original port was Matamoros, but before it was called Matamoros, it was called Refugio. And so they renamed it in the late 1700s to Matamoros, and then Baghdad was closer to the coast, so that's when that existed for the bigger ships.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you so much. Can you guys remind us one more time when this exhibit will be free, or not free, but when it will be open to the public and where they can go get more information?
Yes. Well, opening day and reception and book signing is going to be April the 6th at 10 a.m. and then it's going to be open until September the 28th. So we have a pretty long time that people can come and visit, and please do, because you're going to learn something you didn't know before.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the stories that
extensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, you guys, appreciate your time, and hopefully the community goes out there and supports this, because it's a really neat event. And history of our country, history of our state, very important. So
definitely.
Appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. And for everyone at home watching, don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. We talk to the Salvation Army of Victoria.